Hello and welcome to the Birmingham Post Business Bulletin. The first bricks were today laid for Birmingham's controversial new £193 million landmark library. Builders will now spend the next 3 years building the 10-storey library. The project has caused much controversy across the city, splitting the local Conservative Party and angering supporters of the old Central Library. But Council leader Mike Whitby was adamant the project would be a success.
There was a criticism initially that people thought it would be a rather small site, but I think you're quite right. Now it's been cleared and flattened, you can see the sheer space that we have here. And originally we were going to develop a library site of 31,000 square feet. Actually, within the same budget, that site now has grown to 33,000 square feet, and the architects, designers and the construction professionals have all said that this site can cope with that. We really are proving to people that we can actually manage our money, manage our budget, deliver savings and still carry out capital projects that Birmingham are famous for. We're next to the ICC and Symphony Hall. The forefathers had to make these decisions then in the way that we are now.
I'm joined now by Birmingham Post Public Affairs Correspondent Paul Dale. Paul, why has the new library become such a hot topic?
Well, several reasons really. First of all, when the Conservatives took control of the council in 2004, they actually inherited a library project from the previous Labour administration. But it was this library was to be built in East Side, designed by the eminent architect Lord Rogers, and would have cost about 170 million. Conservatives said it was in the wrong place and it cost too much. They've now ended up with a library that costs rather more than that, 193 million, to be built in Centenary Square. And it does, of course, involve demolishing the existing Central Library. And this is something which has not got universal support, either in the Conservative group or across the council as a whole. And there are some people who, at a time of severe strain on public finances, are saying, well, just a minute, do we really need a new library at all? Do we need to be spending this much money on it? Would it perhaps not be better to simply improve the existing library?
So is money the main bone of contention here, or is there a bit more to it as well?
Well, there are arguments, as I say, about where this library should be and whether the site in Centenary Square is suitable, whether it's a large enough site. It is, of course, next to Baskerville House, a very fine Grade 2 listed 1930s building, and on the other side of the site is the Rep Theatre. So it's quite a challenging design job here to build something that looks reasonable. That's one thing, but you're absolutely right that the financial problems are key to this, and it's emerged that because the council is having to borrow virtually all of the money it needs to build this, that the cost of repaying this is going to amount to getting on to well over £400 million over the next 40 years.
So this is a pretty big risk in such uncertain financial times then?
Well, it could be. What the council would say, of course, is that large projects like this have always been funded in this way by local government. When the economy picks up, they hope to sell land to raise money to pay off the debt, and Mike Whitby is adamant that there is no real risk here at all.
Thanks for that, Paul. That's all for today, but remember you can keep up to date with all your Birmingham news by logging on to www.birminghampost.net. Bye for now.